Apologies for absence.
Leslie Gailey.
Okay, may I remind members that they have to declare any interest. There's a folder on the table with regard to the Code of Conduct which took effect on the 7th of August 2012. Are there anyone that wishes to declare anything on the agenda?
Yes, Chair. Item number 15 came to my advice, so I will not take part in any discussions voting on that.
Okay, item number 4 is the public forum. How many speakers have we got tonight?
3.
Just 3. Which 3? Okay, who wants to go first? Mr. Dixon. Okay, floor's yours.
Yep. Good evening, Chairman. Good evening, councillors. I'm Brian Dixon. I live at 24 Castle Road. I'd like to speak shortly tonight, which you'll be pleased of, because Mr. Summers has got some very important things to come over. He's been to meetings this week and he'd like to take a little bit longer, so we're going to be quicker. First and foremost, I'd like to join with the council from this group or committee that we're representing. We're a committee now, of Councillor Jim Bacon, who resigned. We found him most helpful, very respectful man, and although sometimes he didn't agree with our views, he always agreed that we'd got a point to put forward, and it was nice to have him here. He'll be sadly missed. I'd like to report on the consultation that took place for bringing us to where we are today. The consultation we now find had only got 4 people that responded. 3 in favour of what the council done and 1 against. As for a long time, there were 8 or 9 of us attending the council meetings with views on the grave situation, and we did speak a lot of times because we said we were part of the consultation. Perhaps these people that was coming were not taken into consideration. Obviously it wasn't, because it was only mentioned 4. So therefore, I would like to suggest that there could be a situation where the consultation was flawed. One councillor has already brought it up and said perhaps it wasn't as it ought to be. So on this, would the council tonight have a vote, get rid of it, and then we can move forward? Because the more we're delving in, we're finding further and further problems. And I think the council would agree, I hope they would agree, that only 4 people responded, and now we've got the situation where a number of people would have attended, 8 or 10 of us, with views, and I don't think those were taken into consideration. Also, we had a member of the public come last week and give views on different graveyards. I did have a talk to this member of the public outside, and I have been to one of the graveyards, which is Old Church, where my family is buried. I'd like to show you some photos. I've got permission for the ones took. Mr. Chairman, if you could have a look and I could have them back.
All right, thank you.
You can see the situation, that the graves are there, and I think it's self-explanatory. So we can perhaps put some of the comments to bed and go on from there. Perhaps we could have that then, Mr. Chairman.
I think they look great. Really smart. Yeah. I'm sorry. Sorry, go on.
Also, now this is very serious, and I'd like you to listen to what I'm asking for, of which I've tried to be pursuing for a long time, and retiring chairman would tell you I was very interested in this report going through. I would like now, after this time, a length of time, I've left it till now, to have a copy of the Edrington report that came out and was put together for the graveyard. So I'd like to have a copy of that. If there's a problem, I would like to obtain it under the freedom of information.
Okay. I didn't know, I've never heard of that before. When did it come out?
It came out a while ago.
Was it a government report?
No, it was one from the council and organised by the council of problems that went on. As I'm trying to leave a lot of time for my colleague to speak, can I just put that one through?
Yeah.
And thank the council very much for listening. And to add to, please let's get the politics put to one side. Let's not have politics no more. Let's have constructive criticism and no winners, no losers. Have a vote. Get this lot pushed to one side and let's move forward. And the committee I'm with will more than help the council to move forward. Thank you very much for letting me speak.
Thank you, Mr. Dixon. About the consultation, I think that's something I have to put to the council. Can't do it. Can't add it onto the agenda this week, but I'm happy to consider it.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Summers.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just for the record, Colin Summers, 5 Holt Road, Studley. Good evening, council members. As you probably gathered, I'm here tonight to talk again about the cemetery rules and regulations that you propose to introduce and the anguish that it's caused in the community. I'm going to start with a question though, and for goodness sake, when are we all going to come to our senses on this? How many meetings have we been discussing this subject? 4, 5, 6? More to the point, how many more? We've had pontifications, we've had rebuffals, we've even had silence. Most frustrating all round. The situation has developed into a standoff where you, the council, seem to be the immovable object. But we, the residents, are the irresistible force. Please be aware, we will not go away. The residents' petition has over 1,200 signatures and is rising. If this doesn't show you the level of feeling in the community you represent, then you're massively out of touch with the residents. We have repeatedly asked for a sensible approach from you to resolve this situation, but alas, no response. Now, as you are probably aware, on Tuesday last week, 2 of us met with 2 officials at Stratford District Council offices. The purpose of the meeting was to discuss protocol, timings, and other details for a meeting of the parish. However, I can say this unequivocally, we don't want it. Let's face it, it should be needless. In my 40 years as a manager and a director, I always found it best to resolve any dispute at the lowest possible level. It's easier, it's quicker, it's efficient. With the only proviso being that those involved should engage with an open mind. So why can't we adopt this approach to resolve this ridiculous situation? Mr. Chairman, I hereby make a proposal in 3 parts. Firstly, the rules this council has brought in should be rescinded forthwith. Secondly, we agree to form a working party consisting of 3 representatives from the council, preferably with a direct interest in the cemetery, and 3 representatives from our committee. Thirdly, I'll propose to arrange a meeting or meetings where we can start with a blank canvas and agree on a fresh set of rules that not only consider health and safety, but also show common sense and compassion. thus allowing families of the deceased to grieve in peace. Mr. Chairman, I challenge you here and now, and the council members present, to vote on my proposal and show and demonstrate your commitment to resolving the issue without further delay. Thank you.
Very constructive comments. I think the position with council is that they haven't rescinded them, but they've agreed to do nothing. And I think, personally, I think there would be an opportunity for consultation, but that needs to go to council. But thank you for that input. That's very constructive.
Can you not vote on the way forward in this public forum?
Not in the public forum, but we can put it on to the next meeting agenda. It's just the way it works.
Can I second
No,
that,
it's
please,
painful.
at public forum?
I know it's
Can I
painful.
second this proposal be a public forum?
Yeah, you can say that, but that's fine. So you said it, so thank you. But no, it was really, really good, so thank you. But it's just the way it works. So, Mrs. Beard.
Just a couple of items, and it is regarding the cemetery. This is the issue of the cemetery. I did write in, of my husband and myself, a couple of letters, and I'm not satisfied with the answers that we have been given. One of them was, I did ask, did everyone have a letter either through the post or staked to the grave with a metal spike? My answer was everyone, but I'm standing out there, I found 6 people who didn't have letters. Either sent to the post or attached to their graves.
Okay, was the question everyone that had an association with the grave, was it every resident?
Yes.
Every
So
resident?
we had a loved one down the cemetery.
Okay.
I was told everyone had had a letter, but they haven't.
Every grave, sir.
Every grave.
Okay. Does anyone know any different?
Mr. Chairman, not everyone had them. I don't know why Mrs. Beard was told that everybody who had a grave had a letter.
I've got the
That's
letter
not
here, Councillor Redmond, saying they have.
Okay, sorry, that's a mistake clearly.
Okay, next question. I did write in because as a family we're all suffering. My daughter can't face the meetings nor my son-in-law, and we've just quite honestly had enough. There's no compassion being shown. And I did ask if any of the people on the burial committee or the parish council had any interest whatsoever at the parish at the cemetery, or had lost a loved one who was interred down there. The answer I got back was there is no one on the parish council who has not lost a loved one.
Okay, so it wasn't a very precise answer, I agree with that.
Okay, can I leave that letter with you?
Yeah, sure.
Everybody in the country, sir, has lost a loved one.
Absolutely. All right, thank you.
We would love to have them in Studley.
All right, thank you very much.
It's just causing more upset and more upset as it goes on.
Okay, you will get a more precise answer. I think your letter warrants it. All right, thank you. Right, moving on. So, item 5, past the minutes of the last meeting. Copies of those. Okay, 4th of November, page 58. Sorry, 21st of October, page 51. Page 52. Page 53. Page 54. 55. 56. 57. Minutes of the 4th of November, page 58, page 59, page 60, and page 61. Any amendments, any comments?
Propose acceptance of rubbish, sir.
And Councillor Beeman proposed accept, seconded by Councillor Redmond. Councillor vote on accepting the...
Can you abstain me for the 4th November because I wasn't here?
Okay, so one abstention. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 and 1 abstention.
Mike, did you second it?
No, Sue did. Item 6, matters arising.
The clerk has written to Mrs. Sewell to tell her that that the council has suggested naming the Bell Lane development as Whale Close, and she has actually phoned us back, and she was very pleased that we have the council have made the decision to name the road after her late husband, Mr. Whale. So she's really pleased because she said for the last 3 years, this is one of the best meals she ever got. So she wanted to thank the council for suggesting her husband's name.
Okay, item 7, items for discussion. First item 1 is something I think most councillors know about. Incidents of vandalism at Studley Parish Cemetery. Who's up to date with this matter? Linda, you got some information?
Yes, got the pictures. Hold on. This fire was set in the gazebo on the 14th of October, so we don't know who did it, so we made a police report for this particular one. And then we had another one on the 14th of October, also in the gazebo. And then we have also another one on the 9th of October. Somebody put some fireworks in the dustbin, so you can see it's all burned. Each time we have made police reports on it.
Okay, so the actions are the police
Yes.
report.
Yes, we have logged all the calls.
It's clearly kits, isn't it? Fireworks. Are there any comments from the council?
Can I just comment? The previous arson we had on the allotments in the summer where the polytunnel was always burnt down and was damaged. The police, we had a problem there with police because the evidence was gathered and it wasn't followed through. So I don't know whether we can make any... Whether this is connected, I don't know. But arson is not normally a... I don't think this is connected, but you don't know. And it's disappointing that they didn't follow through with that. I just think I need to comment on that.
You're ex-police.
I know.
So I don't think anyone knows, do they?
No.
I mean, it's fireworks. It's not fireworks in ice cream, it's fireworks
No,
for
it is persistent though, and it's a bit of an odd place. It's out of the way, isn't it?
Eric?
Has the police been asked to step on the patrols?
Yes. Yes.
Do we know if that's been carried out?
Yeah, we've done everything we can because we log the report because each time when it's been reported to us, we log it. And then we just make a police report to 101, and then it pass the details are passed on to Gary. You see, so when we also email Gary to tell him what's happening.
Sorry, I can't let them in public. You've got something really pertinent.
It's part of what's gone on. There's also been a massive lot of asbestos dumped on the car park.
We're aware of it.
Yeah, we are saying that was there, added to the damage.
Thank you. We are aware of it. We've taken some actions. Thank you. Okay. No more comments on that. Let's move on. So I think we just need to keep an eye on it. Hopefully it's just silly season. The item 2, to agree the funding to explore development possibilities within Studley. Is that your item?
Yes, Chair. As you're aware, we in the core strategy have to find tonight hotels effectively in the next 20 years, over the next 20-year period. I think it's time that we started investigating where these could go, whether there is any particular places where they could fit, And I think to do that we need some expert advice, and I think this would be money well spent to start investigations to see if there's anywhere that can accommodate this.
So what sort of advice do you think?
It is, we need to identify somebody that can actually assist us with the process. It needs to be somebody that ideally not associated with the village, possibly some discussions with district council as well. But obviously there's going to be a cost to the parish council to get that information together. But I think it's something that we need to do sooner. It would be much better for us to come up with suggestions rather than have it forced on us. So I think
This isn't another house on it.
no, this is actually to identify sites other than where the houses that we have to provide could actually fit.
Yeah, Chairman, my big fear is that every time the district council tell us they want to put houses there, they always give us sites in green belt. Regardless of what we show them, that's where they want to go. And I think that if we don't do this study ourselves and produce the areas where possibly we could do development, it's going to be enforced on us and it's going to end up on our green belt. So I think if we get in first and get it done, at least we'll have the upper hand.
To recap on the Chair, 98 houses in the scale,
2011 to 2031, isn't it? It's been extended, so it's a 20-year period.
This is the
Core strategy, yeah. There has been additional core for sites that's gone out as well because they haven't got it. And there's been a document that's been released this week that has also allocated, or developers have shown an interest in various sites around the village, one of which is off Ulster Road, which is 350 houses, which is obviously unacceptable to us. So it's just to try and see if we can find sites where we could actually fit. There is at present there is permission for round about 40-45 houses within the village. If we can, the co-op site, the new road site, Bell Lane, the new road site that's been built, there is Node Hill Close and the orchard behind Node Hill Close. There's quite a few that's actually in the pipeline. So we're looking for probably somewhere in about 50 houses is what we're looking for.
I think that there's clearly some discussion we had about Parish Council Plan 4 because of the congestion and the impact it will have on the village. If that goes ahead, then that surely is which will be challenged. Obviously, just let the public know there is a challenge going on with regard to that. That has impact on core plan for Studley Council, but they must be aware of this. Okay, Eric.
I'm not sure whether the application's gone in or there's one going in for houses on the opposite side to the Griffin side. I think we have an application.
On the Redditch Road.
It has gone in, it's actually in Redditch, yeah.
Which was classed as an industrial site.
Okay, so how do we distill this down into an action?
Can I propose then that we, out of the allocated funds that we have already put up on site of the precept for just this purpose, that we propose the fund, we propose it to £1,000 to meet with Stratford District Council planners.
So who would carry out this work?
Chair, if I can, it would be done in conjunction with the officers of District Council and a planning expert, and there's quite a few out there that have got knowledge of the village, and I think we need to identify one that will work with us on that.
Independent.
Yes. Yeah. So I think £1,000 at this stage should be sufficient, and if we need to do further, then we can always come back and look at it further.
Okay, all right. Okay, you're proposing that?
Super.
I propose it.
I'm happy to second that.
Second it. Council vote on this, please. Okay, that's unanimous. Thank you.
Thank you.
Item 4, to ratify the payments of the clerks for additional hours work.
That's right, the grant, approval of the grant. Number 3.
Okay, sorry, 3. To ratify award of grant for the sum of £70 to fund fishing for all.
Whereas approval of one share, it's for a group that it will be really well used, and I'm happy to support that.
I think you'll know about that.
Yeah.
Eric? So, proposal, Eric second, council vote on that, please. Okay, that's unanimous. Right, item 4, really this time. To ratify payment for Park's additional hours for workers. You got the sheets?
We've got the sheet, yeah.
Sheets, all the sheets have been completed, the extra hours that have been worked.
You've seen it? Yeah, I've seen it.
If I
Yeah,
could
did
check.
you email that to us?
Yeah,
Yes, I've
that's
done
right.
it.
Yeah. The hours have been emailed around everybody, and obviously because of the limited hours that declares allowed to work, if they do overtime, to give them time off their liver, actually compare the problem even further. So